Okay, Charlie, as I watched the swings that you had on film, I thought this was your best one. And I would continue. I didn't put up a major league sample. Um, I'll continue to show them as we work towards hitting. You know, what we want to keep working towards is getting a little bit more weight off of our backside before we start to turn. But as I was just going through, like at toe touch, okay, we're still pretty stacked up. As I'm just the big thing I'm watching is your back knee relative to the net. We're starting to get going forward. As we watch, I still think we could get a little bit more off because here I'm just watching as we get to toe touch. By the way, here just a couple as we get the heel down. I still like the fact. Oops, wrong one. I like the fact that we're able to have our hands still back pretty good, but just think of it in terms of throwing, right? And if you just watch your lower half, so let's just kind of zoom in on that and think about what our lower half would do in throwing, you could see that you would get a little bit more weight transferred off of your backside before you started to rotate. If we got that, the end result, and again, I'm not bringing up all of these major leaguers. Let me get the straight line. At impact, you've got a little bit of a line back that way, right? And we can just tell that that's, really not the strongest position. Ideally, if I brought up major leaguers, we got that line that runs through our back knee, straight up through our back shoulder, and through our chin, right? A little bit back as we work through to extension. And as we watch sort of the difference between our lower half engagement and our hands, you can see we're getting close, but if we got a little bit more weight off of our backside, we'd be able to get a little bit more separation. Let me get all that garbage off so you can just watch as I roll. Toe touch. See how they just come together a little bit. And I like, though, the big thing is, as I'm just checking out here, watching your knee relative to the back net, and we're starting to you get a little bit off of your forward before we start to get that rotation. I think if you just got a little bit more, you're starting to work towards getting some stretch. And again, I really like the fact that you've got your heel down and your hands that far back. But I think we could get even more separation between our lower half and upper half and be in a stronger position at contact, right? In other words, that line again going straight up here versus back there. If we just got a little bit more off of our backside before we started to rotate. I'll talk to you some more about that in person, but I would just encourage you to keep working on getting some weight off of your back leg so that we could get a little bit more separation. As again, kind of watch them both come together just a little bit there. Unload just a little bit more before we start to turn. And then there we'll have a straight line up instead of back. And that'll help us get more length through and more velo as I roll through there. Come together just a little bit. Just keep working on. I'm going to get some more weight off of my back leg before I start to rotate.